On September 7th, the Bank of Canada increased its interest rate for the 5th time this year. The real estate market prices have been falling for the last few months, but there's indications that the prices may have plateaued as we are seeing historical low inventory levels. The September market stats are out. If you're thinking of buying or selling in the next few months, here's what you need to know to navigate through this market. I'm going to break it all down, where the market currently is, what this means for buyers and sellers, and where this market is going so you can make the best decision for your family. Welcome to the Mr. Sauga channel. I'm Stephen Ho, a realtor in Mississauga and the West GTA. I'm here to make real estate fun and simple so you can plan for your family's future and to protect your largest investment. Subscribe if you want to stay on top of this ever-changing market. Here is where the market is right now. On September 7th, the Bank of Canada increased the interest rates again for the 5th time this year. Mississauga sales have dropped almost 46% from last September. Listings, average prices about the same level as last year, and new listings are down almost 10%. Now there's a few interesting things to note in the stats. The GTA new listings are down 16.7% as a whole. This is a 20-year low for new listings in the GTA since September of 2002. This lack of new supply is really the sellers are sitting on the sidelines. Being that the market is in uncertain times, many sellers are not selling or they're pushing that decision down the road to see what happens with the market. Some might be waiting for the prices to come back up to where we saw it earlier this year, but sorry to say, sellers, that ship has probably sailed. We might not see those peak prices for a couple of years. With the shortage of inventory, I'm noticing multiple offers again. Now, it's not crazy like it was back in February with like 36 offers. You're probably seeing 2 to 3 offers. I have some buyers right now that are running into multiple offer situations again. Selling prices aren't breaking records, so it looks like we're reaching a plateau or rather a floor of how much lower this market can go. The drop in sales is mainly due to the high cost of borrowing. A lot of buyers have been pushed to the sidelines. Sales have dropped 46%, but there's still sales happening. Inflation looks to be heading in the right direction. We may see more interest rate increases in October and again maybe in December. Inflation looks to be heading in the right direction, but we'll see what the BOC does in the coming weeks and months. But this is something out of our control. What is in our control is if you are planning to buy or sell in the coming months, we can plan around it. We can see if this is actually a good time for you to move or not. With the trend of how prices are going, this is a pretty good time to actually buy. If you're in the position to upsize, this is a fantastic time. We've talked about it in our previous video. You can watch how you can save $300,000 by upsizing now. With prices coming back down to earth, this is actually a good time to buy if you're in that position. You can negotiate right now to have conditions in your offer to protect your family. You can have a financing condition to make sure all of that is in order. With all the interest rate increases and costs and everything, you can make sure you're protected in that sense. You can also get a home inspection to make sure you're not walking into any surprises that are major repairs that you didn't know getting into this house. And obviously, you can negotiate the price that works for you and your family. Mississauga has 2.8 months of inventory. That's very similar to what we had in August. And as we enter more in towards a balanced market, we have to pay attention to the different housing segments because this is where it's most telling of where the opportunities are in this market. So what does this mean if you're looking to buy or sell in this market? Well, from what I'm seeing as we're going to go through these numbers is it's actually a great time to upsize. So here's the thing about market stats. Looking at average price, it's not really reflective of what's happening in the different segments of the market. So overall, average price is down 0.5% from last September. But looking at detached homes, it's down almost 10% from last year. And looking at condos, prices up almost 9% from last year. We saw the same thing happen when the stress test was introduced in 2018. The higher priced homes took the biggest hits, and the condo market, townhome market still remains strong because buyers still need a place to live. Their budgets are just slashed, so they just end up buying something smaller. So that's why the entry-level, lower-priced housing segments have relatively remained quite strong, and the larger detached homes took the biggest hit. So as buyers' budgets are restricted, the entry-level home segment have retained its value and remained quite strong. Sellers, if you need to sell in the next 1 to 2 years, this is where you have a decision to make. Depending on why you want to sell, based on the trend that we're seeing with the interest rates expected to rise, it might be worth your while to wait to sell. But if you need to sell, there are things we can do to try and capitalize and get the most out of the market right now. So in order to sell for as much as possible right now, you can download our free seller's guide in the link in the description below. So here's the market outlook. It's hard to predict the future, but based on the trends that we're seeing, the lowest inventory that we've seen in 20 years, interest rates are expected to rise a couple more times this year and maybe into next year. The supply and demand eventually will hit a breaking point when there's not enough inventory for all the demand that's coming in and continuing to come in with all the immigration. Sure, they might rent for the first couple of years, but eventually they're going to need to buy. Prices are also flattening out. The biggest drop we've already seen. Going forward, the drop in price might not be significant. This is really just, again, back to that average price. When most people are buying smaller properties, it's generally going to bring that average down lower. The other thing is a lot of sellers are selling first before they buy. People obviously in uncertain times are selling first to see what they're working with before they go out and shop. If you're thinking of buying or selling in the coming months, but you're not sure if you should pull the trigger or not, let's have a call. Book a free call with me in the Calendly link below. We can discuss your options and see if that actually is something that you should go ahead with or not. That's the September market. If you want daily real estate updates, follow us on Instagram at Mr_Sauga. If you want to learn more about the market, you can watch our other videos here. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you next week.